What's up, you guys? It's Danny. Welcome back to the Wise Wolf podcast. I'm finally getting more into it, and I'm excited because I have so much to tell, and I haven't made a podcast in a while, and I have so many journals, papers of random things I've written down that I want to share. So today it is about how to unlock your creative flow. I feel like I just have to make this because I remember being in high school and even after high school, I would know people that would do art and those people that can sit and doodle for just hours, the most crazy random stuff. I envied that. I'm like, how do you just come up with stuff on end? You just have this idea, do this crazy thing, and it's what? How does your brain work like that? And that's what people are commenting now to me, so it's so strange. I'll make something a crazy wizard hoodie, and people will comment I love how your brain works, or how do you even come up with that? And this is what I have done to get to a constant creative flow state. If I go into my studio shop and I'm all right, I'm gonna get some work done, I never have to sit and think and be what do I do? Should I do this? There's always something I'm oh, I'm gonna do this. And then just literally I'll be working on a project and I feel I won't even think. It'll just literally, I'll just flow it. I'm channeling it or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna list my 5 steps I have put on here. First is meditate. My thoughts of what to do for my art come from this connection I have to myself, where it's really hard to explain, actually. This is what I wrote. Not to find creative ideas during meditation, but to train your mind to think more openly and to connect deeper to your soul. I couldn't find the words, but I guess I already had them down. Yeah. Training your mind to be open and channeling source, Mother Earth. Just, whoa, it got really windy. I don't know if you guys can hear that with my fancy microphone. I've been loving it. It's been so windy. It's so refreshing to be outside. Anyways, yeah, it kind of seems like you don't want to just sit and relax, but sitting and relaxing is what is gonna make you feel more grounded, more connected. And when you're more connected to yourself, source, earth, everything, it's gonna make the stuff come to you. It's gonna make the ideas, the life lessons, the concepts, it's gonna do wonders, I promise. Number 2 on my list is try new things. Think it might look weird? Do it anyways. I wrote, think it might not work out? Do it anyways. Take risks. I do this every day. Most times when I'm creating, say, a pair of pants or a hoodie, I'll kind of be done with it and say, alright, this looks good. And then I'll challenge myself. What's 1 or 2 things I could do to make this cooler, or to add something different, to try something new? And what I've been doing recently is, I don't know if you follow my Thrifted Wolf Instagram profile, but I upcycle clothing, and so I've been doing a bunch of patchwork stuff. So I have my patchwork pants, I have the designs on it, and I've been stamping stuff on it. I've always known how to make rubber stamps and stamp stuff, and I did it before, but I kind of didn't feel resonated with it last time I did it. And I was like, okay, cool. What about I make some new stamps that resonate more with me, and I can put the stamps onto the clothing, so it's kind of a level up. So when you're creating something, say you want to make a necklace, so you put beads on the necklace, and then you're what does this need, or what can I add to it? You could add a very big pendant on the front, stuff like that. If you do a drawing, what's something you could do to add to it? Always try to think outside of the box, even if you think it might look weird. 90% of the time it's going to probably turn out cool, because 90% of the time what you think is weird, other people are going to like. So it's important to try new things to really get yourself out there more. What you create match your dharma or your purpose. So this is a little backstory of my brand. I first made necklaces, still kind of do, but that's kind of how I started. Is I made necklaces, and then I kind of like got bored of it. I never really saw it flowing with me after a while, and then I got into making crochet bikinis, which is cool because it's like sustainable, and they were made of cotton, and I didn't like how most bikinis were made out of like a synthetic polyester. So it still resonated with me, but I only did it for so long, and then I had to find something else, because if you're constantly trying new things, like say you like to do art and you try different art forms, if you keep pushing yourself out there and trying new things, you're going to find the thing that works for you. Or say you like animals, you want to go into animal fields, you can try working with different type of animals until you find the animal that you like to work with. And just apply this to whatever thing you are doing. So I actually came up with Thrifted Wolf before I even did thrifted anything. Like, I think I sold some stuff I thrifted because I just liked to thrift a lot. So I sold some things I thrifted, and then I also made necklaces, and then the bikinis, like I just said. And then 2 years ago, I started upcycling clothing. 2 years ago now. This time, I think it was October. It just, I know I'm connected with that. There's so much trash in the world, and I think the fast fashion industry is like the second biggest polluter in the world. And I like fashion, I like thrifting, so kind of everything just like worked out together. I think I would consider myself like a activist, veganism, not hurting animals, not hurting our planet, all that shebang. So it kind of just worked out for me, and I've been doing it for 2 years now, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I really, really want to share my ideas. So it's, even though you can find what you love, you can still morph it into different things, and it can still be your dharma. So my dharma for a long time, for 2 years, was creating the upcycled clothing, and now I feel like my dharma is transforming into like teaching people how to upcycle their clothing, teaching people about spirituality type stuff. So if you don't know what your dharma is, there's books on the topic. I think I did a podcast episode about it as well. But just working to find what you love doing, and when you do it, you're like lost almost. You're like lost in this creative flow, and it just pours out of you. That's when you know you're living in purpose or with your dharma. Tip number 4 is your surroundings. People and places. People that lift you up and motivate you. Nature, making sure you're out in nature a good amount, because nature is very inspiring. And people that you can take guidance from in person or online. For me personally, now it's better. I live kind of in I have a backyard now, but before, when I lived in an apartment, we didn't have a yard. So if I didn't take the time to go to the park or go for a walk on a trail or something, I knew my creative juices just would not flow. Like, I really needed to every day get outside. It's just so good for your mental health and your creative flow and your dharma. So really getting outside, surrounding yourself with nature as much as possible. I don't have a lot of people in person that really motivate me. I mean, my partner and my son, yes. I have some friends, but I have mostly online people that motivate me or inspire me. So if you only have that, I feel like that's totally fine. Tip number 5 is self-love. The more in love you are with life and yourself, and are a happy person, you're gonna feel way more connected to a creative flow, to your dharma, to your life purpose, and life is just going to be better. It's not always gonna be perfect, but it certainly isn't for me. But I've noticed with my brand, a lot of people ask me like, how do you get to be doing this full time? That's so awesome, your growth, you've grown so fast. And it's because I put in the effort to love myself, to love the earth, to get connected to my mind, body, and soul. And that's what's going to help you in the end, is finding yourself, connecting with yourself. And I know it sounds super hippie of me to say so, but it's so true. I feel like the people that envy like the happy hippies, or they don't envy them, but they're like, oh, you're always happy, or like kind of get annoyed of them. I feel like it's because they deep down want to be like that. They want to be happy about life. At least that's what I think. I don't know. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Those are my top 5 tips about how to unlock your creative flow. I'm just going to go over it again really quick. Meditate, try new things, think about your dharma and if what you're doing is attached to a purpose for you. 4, pay attention to your surroundings, the people and the places, even the people you are connecting with on social media. And 5, self-love. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk, and leave a comment below, subscribe if you like it. Let me know what you want me to make next, and I appreciate all of the love. I'll see you guys next time.